Right, I think we're live. Let me share it really quickly to our group. LoudEgg Facebook group. This is the extra work we have to do now to get it streamed to a group. Okay, hopefully that worked. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. And happy Diwali to all who celebrate. And I'm celebrating now too. I have lights in the background and, Halloween, Diwali. We're here for Zync today with an AI powered studio for instant ready to publish videos with the founder, Arjun Sundararajan. I hope I got that right. Close. I didn't butcher the name too much.
It's close enough. Yeah.
Close enough. Close enough. All right. So how you doing? How was your Diwali? How was your Halloween?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me on the show. Yeah, as I was saying, Diwali and Halloween coming together is like always a mixed thing for us with, as we call it, Diwaloween, with like traditional attires some parts of the day and like sort of monster costumes the other day. It was fun. Like I think Diwali is a very food-based festival for us. So we ended up like eating a lot of good food, sweets, and like a bunch of things that I probably should not tell my nutritionist, kind of thing. And then obviously, like the candy that comes from Halloween is not any less. So our whole family, I have like a pretty big extended family over here. My parents stay with us, and like my wife's parents are just a mile away, and so we have like some 13, 15 people of us. We just all dressed up as characters of like one monster book, which was a good themed Halloween as well. So this was fun.
Great. And then you have kids. You went trick or treating and
Yep,
all
I
that.
have
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, that explains it. Like it would be weird if we all dressed up without kids. Like
Oh
there
no,
are
I used to
three.
dress up before I had kids. My wife would be like, "Oh, you got to stop. What are you doing?"
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. Yeah,
You have boys, girls?
yeah. My 6-year-old is a girl and 3-year-old is a boy.
Oh, nice. I have 2 girls, 5 and 7, so it's kind of, similar, and of course, they have all the candy sitting there in the kitchen, and I'm trying to pick at it a little bit, and then I told my wife, "We gotta throw this away. It's just not good. The doctor will not be happy, in the next physical that I have to go to," so, um,
Absolutely.
so where are you from, originally, and where are you at now, or are you still there?
Yeah, for sure. My journey has been. I obviously grew up in India. I spent the first big part of my life over there. Came here for grad school to the U.S. I went to school in Minneapolis, and then I moved to Seattle. Worked at
Oh,
Microsoft. Did
nice.
the tour of duty. Spent like about 8 years working here at Microsoft.
Wow.
And then I moved to San Francisco, spent about 6 years working in like sort of different startups, starting my first company over there, working as an entrepreneur in residence for a few years. And then I'm back here in Seattle. Now that I have kids, my family's around over here. Seattle is like a much better place than San Francisco downtown, which is where I was.
Yeah.
So we came here during the pandemic, and I'm loving it here.
Yeah, my favorite football team's actually, side note, 49ers from San Francisco. So I don't know if you're into sports, but I've never been, but I hear it's very nice there. Actually, I also have family in Seattle, and they say it's lovely, but I haven't ventured that far west yet. So one day,
Wow.
hopefully, uh,
Yeah, it's a great place.
I'll come visit the Zinc headquarters.
For sure. Yes, for
Uh,
sure.
how did you go about? I mean, you said something about your background with Microsoft and stuff like that. Very, very impressive resume. Obviously, you've been learning a lot through the years. So, how did you come to start Zinc? What's the origin story? Of the product.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, brief background in like just sort of entrepreneurial journey was I was at Microsoft, was the standard like software engineer, came out of school, was at Microsoft, and then like a few years later, there was this itch to like do something on the side. And then like obviously I did not like jump and like start a company at that point in time. I didn't know how to. So sort of slowly like sort of dipped my toes in the water, did some side projects, and then I moved to San Francisco to give myself a better shot at like startup world. Worked in a smaller company. I worked for Foursquare, which is again a smaller company at that time, for a couple of years, and then I became an entrepreneur in residence, and then I started my first company, which was in the space of voice technology, using AI to understand how teams communicate with each other, which is kind of what I did for like a few years until the pandemic, when we wound it down. And then during the pandemic, or like like a couple of years back, like when we started Zync, it was largely for using a virtual platform for running like more bigger events such as like what you're doing over here, marketing events, webinar events, and everything is kind of what we started. And since then we've realized that like the whole like power of like short form video, and like how much that's been like uh I mean, the whole audience are consuming short form video much more than other types of content right now, and that caused us to move to create Zync as like a podcast production platform, as well as like a solo studio platform. And so I came at it from like more of a marketing event platform all the way to that. I'm happy to tell you like more about it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely interesting. I've been looking at Zinc. I haven't fully tested it yet. And I know you have a deal currently on AppSumo, lifetime deal, correct? What is that, for another month or so? How long is it going to be a
Yeah,
lifetime deal?
we have it until like sort of mid-December, I would say.
Mid-December. Okay. Okay. What I'm curious about, because a lot of the videos that I do and in these live streams, you could tell I don't really read from a teleprompter, which maybe I should. But I'm interested in Zinc because for the short form videos that you have the AI, and it kind of, I guess we could go through that in a little bit, uh, gives you a script or what you want to speak about. But can users, I guess it's for users that like having that teleprompter, right? Correct. And also it could be for someone like myself to have the talking points, like a guide. I could do both.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the teleprompter part of it came more as like this is what like people were more comfortable with, is kind of how it came. When we started off, it was more where the more like take away that blank slate feeling, where like it's like, oh, I have to create a video. Where do I get started? It's you just like put in a few inputs, maybe like paste some old blog of yours or something like that, and then like get to a starting point of like, here is a prompt. This is like an interesting prompt that will be engaging for your audience to like create content out of. And once you have that prompt, then we come up with like a video script that makes sense for what you can say in that short form. But you don't have to go there. And we see like sort of three categories of people, right? Like one who are like, just give me a question and then I'm like happy to answer, like kind of how you're asking me over here, and I'm just like
Yeah.
happy to answer. And then that's totally fine. You can just
Yeah.
do that over there. And then there are people who are like what you said, like it's like, let me just like note down a few talking points so I say something cohesive and meaningful. And but I don't really want like a written script, because it's like too hard for me to like just read the exact words. It doesn't feel natural. And that's
Yeah.
the second category of people. And then there are people who are more like, it's like, I want it to be perfect to a T, and I'm going to just say the right words, and I'm going to try to say that in a way that is engaging as well. So that's the third category of people. And all of these people can use Zync in any possible way. Like the studio is built in such a way that like you can choose to do whichever format that you have.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good, like, for people. I mean, even like myself, like I said, I do a lot of the video reviews, and yeah, I'll do a lot editing after, and make short clips and export, and the process is just, it takes time, Where Zinc is the first platform I saw that kind of caught my attention, because I know you'd have to get that content out there. It has to be more and more and more, and Zinc is like that quick, AI helping you get it out there. It'll help you create content on a more daily basis, correct? That's the whole kind of feel of it, where, you put out these videos, I'll do one, and then I won't do another for 2 months, because it's like,
Right.
the process. So Zinc is kind of more, just to get it going, get you in a routine, get your YouTube channel, your shorts up there, right? Get the short form videos, social media. That's basically what it's all about, right? To push that content to help you.
Exactly. I think you said it really well. The whole consistency and the importance of consistency in building your audience, in creating a content in a way that's consistent, is way more important than like the highest quality. Like, irrespective of like what you do, being able to hit that consistency is what actually works. And there's so many like reports and studies that have done to say that that's what works. And
Yeah.
so when it comes to consistency, like the biggest challenge is like the amount of effort it takes on a per clip basis. If you're spending like 30 minutes or so on like a clip, which is not too much, but still like, getting you spending 30 minutes on like a video, which means that like if you have to post every day, you're like dedicating a half hour. It's like about like, 3 to 4 hours a week, like just doing that part, which
Yeah.
is a significant amount of time. Now, if you like sort of reduce that to make it so you spend 15 minutes a week and then you get like content for the entire week, that's like
Yeah.
a game changer. Now you're talking about being able to having a backlog of all video clips ready to go, ready to publish, and then you're able to even like have it all be published for the whole week. That's
Yeah.
just like really powerful.
Yeah. I mean, it's I was getting to the point where I wanted to just start doing like Facebook Lives, or turn on the camera on my phone and
Right.
or even on my laptop. And I don't feel like I'm that ready yet. I mean, maybe, on the weekend when I have a little wine, I'm like, yeah, let me turn the camera on. I'm like, no, maybe I shouldn't do that. So Zync, I feel like it's like a middle ground to doing that, where you're just like, boom, I'm going in. And for people like myself who are more, nervous or over analytical of the content they're putting out there, they're not ready to just do that Facebook Live
Right.
stream. You know, uh, Zinc kind of gives you a little, holds your hand a little bit, right? It's kind of in between the Camtasia editing, spending a week on creating a video, where Zinc is more spontaneous, but there's a little that AI help,
Yes.
correct? That's
That's
yeah.
exactly right. One of the more unique features that we are releasing this week, or like as we speak about, like on November 4th, like Monday, we are releasing a feature is this whole idea that like most of the people when they like jump in and they're trying to record a whole video, like let's say if you want to even like say something for a minute or 2 minutes, almost like 30, 40 seconds in, like you make a mistake and then now you're like going from scratch and like doing the whole thing and then like you're like recording it and then like you do this like for 4 or 5 times. By that time, like you've lost that initial enthusiasm that you had for like how you created the video and everything.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we're doing is basically like being able to record it in like smaller segments and not worry about like dealing with all these files. So what you can do is like take your script and then like break it down into segments and then like speak every segment naturally into the camera so it doesn't feel like you're reading a whole script. So just
Mhm.
speak like read one line and then like speak it to the camera and then like you're done like next and then
In
like you're
clips.
doing that. And so then like Zinc is able to like just take them all, put together, like add those cuts and make it look like a much more sharper video that you will be able to get within minutes after the recording is done. That's one of the features that we are like excited about, and that's something that will change how people create videos.
That would be good to like stitch it together, because I actually work with that process with like a tool like Camtasia or Premiere, where I like to do segments because a lot of times I'll make mistakes, or which would happens often, and I'm sure it probably happens with your platform sometimes. You'll do a video and something will crash or something will, and you spent. I mean, at least with Zinc, it's shorter time videos. How long is the time limit on the video for Zinc?
We currently have like a 5 minute limit on
Okay.
like how long the video can be.
It's
Yes.
not too bad. With like the other tools, I spent a half an hour doing a recording early on when I was doing these 40-minute videos, and then all of a sudden it crashed, or for some reason it didn't save. That was, oh my God, devastating. And then, like you said, you go back and you do it over again with not the same enthusiasm. You missed
Right.
a lot of things. So I think the stitching method, which is what I'm trying to do with other video creation, works well. You adding that to Zinc, definitely huge game changer there. And then
Yeah.
also, I wanted to ask you, I'm sure people will ask in the comments, editing, and I think it was brought up on AppSumo in the Q&A. Is there going to be an editing feature down the road ever? Like, some sort of
Absolutely.
editing? Oh, that you're adding that?
Again, going out on Monday is like a brand new video editor as well. Again, when I want to say like a video editor, I want to temper expectations and thinking that this is not where like you're able to like adjust everything, which honestly like it was not like a decision made out of like oh it's complex to implement, which it also is, But the main reason is that like once you give people like editor, they're like trying to like change every small bit of it. So this is like we call as a minimalist functional editor, where like you can actually like get everything, the main things that you want to fix, like captions out of sync, or like you have like someone, a word being mispronounced, or like some b-roll video that you think is not like really like talking to your brand. So you can like take that off, like add some of these things, and like you can correct and fix all of these things within seconds, and you're out there and you're regenerating your content kit and you're getting your entire like content kit like recreated. That's how we want it to be. We want to have you spend less time on the editing, because again the whole goal is to like get as many videos as
Content.
possible within like a 10-15 minute frame for the whole
More,
week. That's how you
yeah.
want to roll there.
Yeah, you want it to be more spontaneous, more natural. If you start adding too many editing features, then it's becoming like other tools. And for a short form video, it could be a minute, 5 minutes. You don't want to end up spending days editing. So, because then you may as well use the other tools, right? I mean,
Exactly. Yeah. If you really want that kind of control of like, oh my, like what's there and everything, you should like sort of download the video, which you can, and then like be able to like use another tool to like
I was gonna ask. I can download because I usually use the script to take out like the ums and the I know, you know, the safety words.
right.
I could do that. I could take my short form if I wanted to and say, wow, I made a really great short in Zync, but I said like a stupid thing here or whatever. Like that happens a lot. I say a lot of stupid things. I can download a Zync video and open it up in other
Yeah.
tools.
You can download the videos and you can open it and edit it as much as you want. You can you can completely do that part, because we have the retake feature. Like so, when you like record it in smaller segments and you made a mistake in one of them, you can just like redo that segment right there and like fix it. So you don't have to like really like do it in post. You can just do it while you're recording and then like be done with it. That's kind of what we recommend. But of course, you can do it where you download it and then like you fix it in like Premiere Pro or whatever.
I know this is also a popular question with most of these tools. Is it mobile friendly? Will there be a mobile app eventually?
Yeah, this is the biggest ask, and we're working on it. I
Yeah.
would probably say this is not going to be in until maybe the end of this year is when we will like release a mobile app. Where even then it might be like a the basic recording functionality will be in mobile, but like everything from like sort of publishing and everything might not come to mobile initially. That'll still be web based, and yeah.
Is
But
it is
we're
it the web base on a phone? We can't just like bookmark it. It's not mobile friendly. The website itself, right?
the you we could like create like a web version of the
Yeah,
portal and everything, but the recording experience is not
it's not the
web friendly.
same.
You can't enter
Oh,
the studio on the web,
okay.
unfortunately. Like like the camera and like how it happens, and like our teleprompter and everything is not yet designed for mobile at this
Okay.
point of time.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. And also, I mean, a lot of people might not understand developing the app is half the battle. You have to keep going with the updates on iOS and Android, correct? That's on. I've seen a lot of even come through AppSumo lifetime deals where they have the mobile app. We're all excited, and then after a few months or a year, 2 years, they don't keep updating it because you have to update a mobile app with the system, right? The platform. So
Yeah, I mean, this is true for mobile as much as like any other web application. Like,
yeah,
adding features is easy. Maintaining them is like sort of the life of it. Like, you could like just sort of spread yourself too thin. In fact, like
yeah.
we sort of very cautiously released a feature about supporting international languages just this last week, and we were very nervous about it. Not because like it's a big feature or anything. It was like an easy thing to ship, but the amount of test surface area that we've now opened up to without like having much of like the knowledge expertise. Like we just had like some 14 people with different languages like reach out to us in the last week, and like they were all like talking about like Norwegian is a Swedish versus like
What
Hebrew and like
everything.
all of these languages which we have no idea about. Like I cannot like read any of these languages, so it makes it really
So
hard
wait,
for the
you
team.
don't speak all these languages,
Yeah,
Arjun?
I
You
know,
got
right? You should be able to do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could use the AI Google Translate, but then there's a lot of things that don't translate well, so it's not a quick fix. You need to have people on support. Like I just spoke to another founder where he's like, "We're hiring people that speak these languages because you could put it out there, but then if someone contacts you through support and you don't understand the language, it could be another problem."
Exactly. Like even in AppSumo, like I was doing some questions that I was like pasting in Google Translate, answering and retranslating and pasting it back. So yeah, I completely hear you on that.
It's rough, I know. And I gotta be
Yeah.
careful because Sumolings, they'll ask you for everything, and you gotta say, "Hey, one thing at a time." You don't wanna lose, like, the core of what Zinc is all about, so,
That's correct. That's right.
um
Yeah. I think thankfully, like many of the features that they've been asking were already in our roadmap. Though there were like some very much like left field ones, but like we probably are gonna like put them on the backlog for sure.
Yeah, yeah, you'll get some other things. You'll get, like, "Hey, can this be a social media content all this other things," and you're like, We're not doing that, we're doing this."
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you wanna, do, like, a quick walkthrough of Zinc for people that haven't, used it, or if anyone is, watching, if you are using Zinc, please let us know in the comments, how you like it, and we'll get to the questions more towards the end.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy to like screen share and do like a quick demo over here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, thanks for making time after, the Halloween, Diwali. We're
for
all
sure. Yes.
tired.
Are
Okay,
you
you
able
want me to
to see my screen now? Oh,
there
there
we
you
go.
go. Okay. So yeah, this is kind of the portal. Like the app itself is like fairly simple. You like sign up, register through AppSumo or directly on our website. You get to a portal, something like this. So the first cue for you is like, oh, I want to start creating a video. How do I get started? And you can see over here that like you can turn one of your ideas into a video. You can just like take some ideas that you had that when you were walking your dog or like when you were on the shower, and then you can just paste that over here, and then that'll instantly like start converting it into video. Or you might have like an existing blog post that did really well, or a newsletter article or a LinkedIn post. You can simply take that and like paste it over here, and then like start hit next, and it'll automatically start creating that recording sessions for you. Um, and then one of the more important ways that like we've seen is, especially like people who are like doing this for their marketing and they have existing audience that they talk to, you often hear questions that your audience are asking. You can just like take some of these things from like Facebook, LinkedIn, or whatever it is, and then like being able to just say that like I want to answer this question that my audience had, and then like put that question over here. And then when you start a session like through any of these methods, what it does is like it sets up and queues a recording session for you. Like say for example, this is one like where I'm talking about like, hey, navigating life's overwhelming moments. I know it's a pretty heavy topic for a Friday morning, but let's say that this is like one of the topics that I want to like talk about. What Zinc does is like when we generate a script, what we do is like we have like a backlog of all the popular, or I wouldn't say popular, but like the most watched video clips, and we've like analyzed all of these things, and our AI is learning from all of these clips, and like it understands how the script structure was written and how what kind of format makes more sense. And so we are using that to come up with like what could be like a script structure over here. Obviously, needless to say that like people's style is different. What we generate might not be a good fit for you. And one of the things that we're working on is like sort of over time learning how you're editing your script to make it so that it actually like suits to your tone, and so you come across as genuinely you. And so we generate like what we call as like these talking points or video script right off the bat. And then all you have to do is like sort of jump into your studio. And so this is a link that you can jump into a studio. We have a rehearsal mode in case if you're not quite ready to record but just want to like practice it or so. But once you join the studio, it's just like you're entering any standard like video platform, like like a Zoom or something like that, where you're able to adjust all the different camera microphones and speakers. And then you're like joining the studio over here. And once you're inside the studio, you're just sort of moving through the studio as if like you're going to like record this. So the first thing, again, this is something that like not many people have seen. This is not even shipped because like this is
Oh,
still in beta. There's like a
that's a
bunch of beta
preview.
users.
All right, the premiere.
Yes, it's a preview that's coming up. So and again, I'm like sort of hoping the demo gods are kind to me, because this is like a yet to be a released product over here. So what you can see over here is like a video script that looks something like this. So where I have a script that I can actually like break it into like sort of segments. And I think like it's like most of the times this kind of like happens automatically where, oops, I didn't save that one. Let me actually like go back here. I did not save that one. So this is a script editor where like I'm actually like sort of creating all these and like breaking it into segments. We most of the times like sort of break it down into segments, but you are free. You can feel free to edit it and like change whatever you want over here. Maybe you want to like combine these things into one segment that you want to record, and so you're just like breaking these just down into script, changing whatever you want over here. And then when you're done, you actually like just save this, and then you have like almost these broken down into segments for you. So these are all like the different segments that you're going to record. And sometimes uh, this is like, you record a few times, and then like you get like an idea of like how many words that you can say in like one segment that feels comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, you sort of go into like this mode where like you're adjusting your camera, so you position yourself ideally where we kind of like are able to use that to like add the captions in the right place and everything. So we suggest what would be like good positioning for you. And then you go into like this, what do we call as the prompter, like the Zync prompter, where you see over there on the top that this is all you're going to read. Like that's the information that you have over here. And there's like friendly keyboard shortcuts. So if I'm recording this, I just hit space bar, and then I would be like, hey, there was a time when everything felt overwhelming. And then I hit space bar, and you see that like that's done. And then I'm on to the next one. And you can see that my first segment is getting uploaded, and it's already uploaded over here. And so now I have the next segment will be like hit space bar again. And I say like a fog that clouded every decision. I made a mistake over there. So I'm going to stop that. I'm going to go back and then like redo that section. I'm just going to say like a fog that clouded every decision. So I said that, and then I'm going to move on to other things over here. Just again, sometimes the clutter of confusion blinds us from what we can truly achieve. And so I can move along like this and like record every segment over here. And then like once I'm done, that's it. Like I'm just like basically like the whole video is like a certain amount of time.
And
And then I'm
can
like
you
sort of like done.
oh sorry, can you exit, can you pause the process? Say you want to do a couple and then you have to run out and do some things. Can you pause and come back to it? Or not yet?
So when you are in the studio, you're trying to get like a 5-minute video in, and that's sort of in one session. You can leave
Okay.
the studio like this right now, and like I'm having a conversation, I can leave it over here. But like usually we don't like encourage people like being in the studio for more than 30 minutes at a time, and like we that's just because of like
Gotcha. Gotcha.
how it is. And so like after 30 minutes you might be like booted out of the studio. But if you want to just like step out, get coffee, and come back between your segments, you can totally do that. Like right now I'm having a conversation while we
Yeah.
have completed 3 segments over here, and I can just come and complete the rest of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Actually, I guess you could use it to, I know we want to do the quick videos, boom, get it done. But I guess you could leave it up while you're working during the day. And even if you want to do a diary of what you're doing in your life really quickly, you could have the chapters and just turn over and be like, hey, I'm going crazy with SEO right now. This is what I feel, blah, blah, blah. And then go back to work and be like, oh my God, client just emailed me, going crazy again. Like you could probably just do that. That could be another way, like a little diary, but you condense it into 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if you want all of that to be condensed into one video clip, then yes, you need to like
Yeah,
keep the studio on, and
keep
you
it
can
on.
just do
Yeah,
that, and then like you can come back to this. But if you want to like create like sort of different videos for each of them, then you'll create new sessions, and for each of them you'll enter the studio and do that part. So yeah,
gotcha,
it's
gotcha.
one studio is for one video. So yeah, it
Yeah,
depends on like what style
yeah,
you want to do there.
yeah. Oh, very cool.
So and then that's it. So when I'm done, I just exit the studio, and you can see that like it would like have automatically uploaded all of that, and then the content kit is gonna start getting generated. It takes like a few minutes or so, and then at the end of it, like you can actually like go on and see that like it's like okay, this one's content kit is being processed, and usually take like 5 to 10 minutes for us to like create all formats of videos and everything else. I'll show you what is an example of what gets produced after that, and it looks something like this. This is a video that I recorded before, and you can see that it generates all these content for you. This includes like a web page, which is basically something that looks like this, uh, of a full-fledged page of let me go to some other clips over here. So you can see that like this is kind of like an endless scrolling web page that gets generated, which you can sync to your custom domain. So this whole web page can live in your domain. So this could be videofeed.com LoudEgg.com, for instance. And like, so you have like this endless feed, which is sort of branded for your style and everything right
All the
inside
videos
your.
on it's a one pager. All the videos on one page.
Yes, it's basically like kind of like YouTube short style where like, it's like you can just scroll to see all the videos over here. You have control over like what goes in your feed and what doesn't go. You can always remove one video from your feed if you don't want to. But this is like kind of an endless scrolling video feed.
And the text on the left is actual HTML like text. You could highlight it. It's
Yeah.
so Google will read that. So if you want to just have your own video page where you could also get that bang for your
SEO.
buck, yeah, the SEO juice. This is great.
That's exactly what it is. So it's like you keep like talking about like a certain topic and you create a lot of videos, then like you're going to be like sort of showing up in search results for those,
Wow.
and that's exactly the idea. And then like if you want to just share one video to somebody, you can just simply like copy the link from here and share it to them, and they can come over here, and then they'll be like, oh, next, and then I'm going to see more videos of this person. And so it's almost like a great way for you to like bring people to your brand. And you can add like sort of things on top over here that lets people to like then go into like some other parts of your website and everything else as well.
But it's one page. Is there a way to on Zync have like different workspaces or chapters or like niches, or for now it's just one page?
Yeah, currently it's like one workspace is one video feed. So it's like a
Okay.
full feed of videos. So if you want to have like sort of different theme for different brands or different styles or something like that, you may have to create a new workspace. A new workspace is its own subscription. It's its own like
Okay,
sort of
on
creator,
subscription.
and everything is its
Okay.
own. So it's like on a per workspace basis.
But you can embed maybe the video with the text onto your own website, like in a share feature.
Absolutely. So there are like some existing websites that exist. So you can go to like you can link it to your domain, and it'll like do like all the SEO. It's like statically generated web pages, so it'll be crawled by Google and like giving you SEO juice.
Okay, and I could just embed like this video view. I could just have this embedded, just this video with the text on one page, not the whole thing.
Um, the whole video feed will be synced to your domain. So
Okay,
like
yeah, yeah.
the
But what
entire, so
about
like yeah, it's not like it could be like a subdomain for you, right? Like so
gotcha?
you're probably www.loudegg.com, so you could have
Yeah.
like video.loudegg.com, or like it's like my ideas about entrepreneurship.loudegg.com, or whatever it is. Like you can subdomain it, and like
Yeah.
all this will be part of that subdomain.
I was wondering because if I say I use a Zync video about a tool, and then I have a page on my website just about that tool, can I take the one video with the text and just embed that on that page, not the whole stories?
It's a good question. We don't have that right now. So
Okay.
right now it's
Okay.
like you have the entire feed or not.
Okay.
Like you can, if you want to, you can always like each of them is its own URL. So you can actually like copy that, and that'll be like
It'll go to
a link
that.
to this
Yeah.
page,
Yeah.
but it's still a feed. It's kind of like how like YouTube Shorts or anything works. So it's like it's
Gotcha.
a feed.
Okay.
So that's the website part of it, and you can see how like we create like sort of thumbnails and everything for like the different. Oops, I think I went to a different part over here. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
you can see like
UI
we
looks
generate
great.
like kind of the thumbnails and the video clips that you can actually like publish it directly to YouTube straight from here, and that's all like formatted for this. And you can see that like for every video, it automatically includes everything from like sort of the title overlays and the name tags and like these kind of like side by side clips, as well as like any B-roll video footage and everything that happens, and like sort of these key point overlays. All that is getting automatically generated. It's splitting that into segments, adding that kind of sound effects, jump cuts, zoom cuts. All of that is getting generated automatically, and it's formatting it for like sort of LinkedIn style. It's formatting for like portrait style, and you're getting. So if you were to go to like so it's like the same videos formatted for like these different style.
You could do stories for
And it's sort of ready to
Instagram,
publish across
TikTok.
all these segments right away.
You could do Instagram stories, all that stuff. Yeah, with that. So
Yeah, so you can create all of those things, and of course you can download the whole video and the transcript and everything in case that's the kind of thing that we talked about if you want to edit it. And this is the one part that we are shipping right now, which you asked for, is like our simplistic minimalistic editor that we talked about, where you can see that like you can come over here and you can be like, oh, let me just play the video and then like sort of do a sanity check. As I'm playing the video, you can see that like everything that is dynamic about this will show up over here. So I can just pause this and say like, it's like, early brand building pays off. And so maybe I don't want that to be said and I want to change it to be something else. It's like brand building in early days don't pay off. I don't know, I'm just making this up, but like,
Yeah.
it's like, suppose if I want to say something like this, I can change that. Obviously it's not like immediately reflecting for us to show all of these things over here, but you want to change anything like the captions, like wait for there, maybe it was there, like I don't know, I'm just like saying like in case if I want to edit any of these things, I can edit, and then I simply just hit regenerate, and then it's going to take a few minutes and it'll regenerate the whole content kit, and it goes across all portrait, landscape, everything is fixed, and then you have like your new video ready. So if you had like B-roll footage, or if you had like all of these things, you can actually just edit it real quick over here. And then like, so like if I don't want the B-roll video clip to show up over here, maybe that was not the right thing for me. And then I can just like delete that over here. And then like once I'm deleted and then I regenerate, that video clip is gone.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Yeah, I know a lot of people were asking for this.
Yeah, and then you can change the theme and the style, change your background music, or like the headering that you have over here for this. All of that can be done, and like this is going to be regenerating your video content kit in like within minutes.
Really nice.
So yeah, so that's a bit of an overview. I would probably say like the biggest benefit is like the consistently creating content that looks really professional and at the same time like making it really easy for you, so you're not spending the time editing. That's the overall picture.
Yeah, no, it like I said, I think it's great. I think I'm definitely gonna pick up a code now that you had the lifetime deal on AppSumo. I'm gonna grab that before you go to just the subscription based model only. Um, but it looks like something that, I mean, for my needs, like I said, not going straight to the Facebook lives, not ready for that jump maybe to be so personal right away. This is that middle ground that I was kind of looking for, having a teleprompter, not teleprompter, but a guide, a script, what to talk about, have AI give me an idea. If I'm like, I have this idea, and you have ideas all, I don't know, everybody, most people have ideas all the time, and then you forget about it. Where I
Yeah.
could just go to Zync, put in the prompt of the idea, and then it expands on that and say, oh, great, now I can do the video, rather than sit there for days, or you forget about it, you come back to it, and you're like, wait, what was I doing? So this is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally hear
Um,
you. Yeah, that's exactly what like I do. I like write it down in like a notes or like in a paper or like, and then I lose it. And so this is like perfect for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to always keep like a little notepad by my bed at night, because that's where all the ideas happen. It seems like you're thinking, because a lot of times I'll wake up and I'm like, what was that idea? I had a great idea. And then sometimes you write it down and you wake up and you're like, that was a dumb idea. I'm not doing that. So I mean, hey,
Totally.
the dumb ideas can sell, right? So you never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to go through some questions. Thanks for
Yeah.
the demo, by the way. That was great to see a lot of the other things that I didn't see before, and the new things coming, which should be fun. I guess we'll
Yeah.
just
Happy to take questions.
go through some questions. HM, is that the alternative to ZebraCat and Jupiter? No. I don't know if you're familiar with those two. It ZebraCat, Jupiter uses the AI text to create like images, videos, short form videos, and Jupiter kind of has like a B-roll stuff. It's a little different. You don't have the image part, right? The text to image.
That's right. So one of the things that like we consciously took a choice is to like make it not be completely AI generated. This is showcasing you as the person, putting your face in your video, so it helps you build your personal brand. And it
Yep.
was a conscious decision. Like, I get excited about technology and I was like, oh, AI based, avatar based generation. And then I like we thought about it and said like, from a business perspective as well as from like just where things are going perspective, the idea of like content becoming like so easy to create means that there's going to be like a lot of like a bulk of like AI generated content, and among that like the content that comes from authentically from people that people can trust and then can follow is
Yeah.
what we believe is going to differentiate in the content world going forward. At least that's a bet we're taking, and we're saying that like that's what we want it to That's what we want to be like supporting. And so the idea is to not create AI based avatars generating videos for you.
Yeah.
Is making it easy for you to come on video and like record.
I'm actually personally happy that you made that decision. I mean, I've used ZebraCat, Jupyter. There's so many other tools, and they're excellent, and they're a lot of fun. You know, to create that, but it's not. It becomes not you, and also from an SEO brand point of view, Google is rewarding in this AI age you, real people, more than that. They'll still, you'll rank for that. But the reason I got on camera, I mean, I do these live streams. I don't really, it's not natural to me. I don't feel comfortable always, speaking or doing these reviews. I can't watch these live streams after because I'm like, oh, I don't like being on camera. So I kind of force myself because I've noticed that Google is looking for that. And if you want to be different, I know Google's all AI search is incorporated. They're rewarding the YouTube videos and the short clips, especially of you, the brand, the person, whatever it is that you want to talk about, get out there. So I'm kind of glad that you're going that way with Zync, right? Because you know that it's
Yeah.
rewarding the individual.
Exactly. I think like this is also becoming where like people used to follow like the brands. Now people follow people like more so than ever. Like so, like even on like LinkedIn or YouTube, like these brand pages getting follower is less than like say, I follow Joe Rogan. Like I don't even know what his podcast name is, but I
Yeah.
follow Joe Rogan. Like that's the kind of trend that's happening where like you are following content for the person. And so I think we want to go more in that direction, because it's so easy to like create like a fake brand and automatically pump a whole bunch of AI generated content and like
Yeah.
create those things. And those things search engine might I mean like might not optimize them, but also like humans will start like filtering them out as like, okay, this seems like really AI generated.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And if you want, I mean, for HM and other people out there that they want to kind of mix it up, you can use Zinc and download the video, and you could always. I mean, it defeats the purpose of using Zinc, but you can. And I might try it in the future too. You can put it into another tool, an editor, a video editor, and embed the AI and mix it up. Correct?
Yeah.
You can take it and just add it to another longer video where you're having like this, just some short form stuff that you want to say, and then put some AI magic in between, breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I mean, don't get me wrong. We're working on some pretty cool technology to build other content that enhances your video. So whatever you're saying, we use that to create like either B-roll video or like sort of illustrations and things in the background that enhances your presence. And
Yeah,
so we are
yeah,
working on some of those features, but it's more bringing out you in the best light rather than like replacing you. So that's kind of
yeah.
like what I want to differentiate. So we are doing some of those
Oh, cool.
automated video generation from text and everything. It's just going to be used as like background, not as like the foreground.
Gotcha. Interpret. Happy Diwali. Do it have AI based characters?
Yeah, that's the part that we were just answering.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't,
So,
yeah, we don't have that AI based characters, and it's not a direction that we are moving in at this time.
yeah. And do you guys have sound effects library, or if you want to use it as a possible sound effects?
This is a good one. We don't have it right now, but this is something that like we might add later. Again, the goal is for us to not make you do a lot of editing and do this. If ever we are going to do this, we are going to make it so it's something that like automatically gets added. We do have a sound effects library of automated effects that we do, and we
Yeah.
might give you like a few tweaks, but the goal is to not make this like
Not
a whole editor where you're going
yeah,
and like adding like a beep and a boop in every like
not the
place.
bottleneck, the workflow, not to clog it. You want to move fast. Like you said, there's so many other tools out there that do that.
Yeah,
This is for those people, even like myself, who need to get motivated to do more videos
exactly.
and more. Not they don't have to be as polished, but Zinc will polish them up with the zooming and the text effects and all that nice, quick stuff that you would have to edit manually in other programs. So,
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
can we change our character?
In
No.
real life, you should,
Yeah.
but
Not no,
no,
there's no avatar. Yeah, I think people get confused with the AI avatar world that they
right,
expect every video tool to have that, but
right.
that's not. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're not that. We're a way for you to. We're more a studio, recording studio, and like the video generation on top of it, but not a video generation from scratch.
Yeah. Can we adjust background?
Yeah, absolutely. Like so, like you can like bring in your brand kit and colors, and that will all be like sort of reflected when we create the videos, and like all the colors that we use will be based off of that. We're working on a feature to like add like the virtual background, like being able to use that to like create like different things, but we don't have that yet, where you can do a virtual background at this point in time.
Okay. Can we export direct to all our social channels?
Yeah, currently you can one-click publish it directly to LinkedIn and YouTube, and more channels are on the cards. It might be a few more weeks before we bring in like a generic Zapier style integration, so that way we can actually like plug it into like some other export tools that do a good job of this. But we might also build native integration to like TikToks and the Instagrams uh, directly in our app.
Okay. Is there an option for virtual background?
Yeah, that's kind of what I just answered. Like
Yeah.
we don't have that right now. It's something
Right
that
now,
we're working
yeah.
on.
Okay. And then we answered this. Do you support other languages? I know you get the languages.
Yes, we just made a big release with that, and like you can look up the settings on your like the Zync Server Studio, like where it'll show a list of languages. We support up to like 40 languages, and if you include dialect and everything, it's like about like 60 or so languages that we support right now. But you are as you said, like we call it beta yet because we
Yeah.
haven't tested all these languages just because of like the volume of it.
Yeah. And then why don't you support a video editor tool with it? Yeah, we kind of discussed that.
Yeah, we just you probably missed the
Nothing.
demo right
Yeah.
now, but we just
Yeah.
discussed it. We do have a video editor right now, and it's
Yeah.
there that you can actually which is releasing on Monday. We have a minimalistic video editor where you can like change the main things, but you're not able to like change exactly all the details. But we have a minimalistic video editor coming out on Monday.
Francois, he always comes in with the French. He wants his French translation.
It's on, it's happening. Yeah, you can do French right now.
Very cool. He'll be happy. Do you have any templates library of graphical look and feel? Templates library.
Um, we have motion design templates, which means to say, like, it's like, hey, how your name tag appears. There's like sort of different templates for that, like how your name appears, how the overlays appears, and so like there's a sporty theme to it, or like there's something that's like big and bold, and like so we have like a few themes coming up, and then we are like shipping templates all the time, and like we're going to be like making a big push next week from that as well, where we're going to like ship a few more templates. Um, and so you can control all of that in your studio settings. You can do that on a per video basis, but we totally recommend that you keep your motion design theme consistent across your videos so people
Yeah.
get like an idea of that's what you do. But you can do that.
What is the perfect tier? What is exactly custom domain is for? I guess perfect tier from the AppSumo deal that you have right now. Tier
Yeah.
two?
So I would say like the first tier is like more for like trying. Like I don't see anybody who's serious about creating videos using the first tier for long term. The second tier is like good enough for you, if you're getting started and you're like trying to publish like one video a day, that's good enough because we get to like 20 video clips a month, and that's what the tier allows for you. The If you are like serious about like video creation and want to use that as a channel for either building your personal brand or use that as a marketing channel for your for some product that you're building or so,
Or
then I would say
agency?
like, sorry.
Agency for like agency, I guess.
Yeah, we'll talk about agency as well. Agency is like slightly different, and we have like a slightly different model for that. But for tier three is what you would use if you're like serious about it. And custom domain is one of the main reasons for it. Is like if you care about SEO, you can every video that you create gets automatically generated into a static web page with like a write up about it, which is a short write up that's optimized for SEO. And this can be in your custom domain, which means to say your videofeed.yourdomain.com or something like that could
Yeah.
be where all these videos exist, and that is going to help with SEO as well, and that's only available in tier 3.
Okay. Yeah, what we went through earlier. I know a lot of the questions come through before we go through the demo, so that's why
Right.
people probably already know. Will we soon be able to edit the video a little? Yes, we went through
Monday.
that. This release Monday, right? Does it automatically remove the and the hum? Something, yeah, I asked earlier.
Yeah, so disfluencies, as we call it, the ums and ahs and like the you knows, we edit long pauses at this point of time. We don't try to remove the ums and ahs. Mostly, that was again a business decision to say that. Like sometimes that's what makes it human, and some people don't like it to be edited out because you record it in segments, and like that's something that's coming up. You really don't have to worry about like making ums and ahs, because if you did ums and ahs, it's just like very cheap for you to just do a re-recording of just that segment, because you're doing like a 10-second segment over there, so you can re-record it without the ums and ahs, as I just showed in the demo. So we decided that like we're not going to AI based remove that programmatically, because it's prone for like bringing out, taking the human away from it. So
Yeah.
we make it so that it's easy for you to do when you're recording, and then like we leave it in if you chose to leave it in.
Yeah, I've done the automatic, like through the script, other tools to take out the ums and all that. And after I export it, it doesn't sound natural. It doesn't sound correct. I sound robotic. On some of my review videos, I still do it. And I'm kind of like, I think the ums help. I think people remove all of them. You need to have some in it to be natural. Otherwise, you sound
Exactly.
like AI. You sound like a robot.
I think disfluencies removal makes sense if it is taking away from the meaning. If I'm saying a lot of like
Yeah.
long pauses, that makes a lot of sense. I spend too much time in AI that like I'm calling it disfluencies. It's kind of the technical term over here, but the idea there is that like if it's taking away from your message, absolutely. But if it's taking away from your personality, you don't want to do it. That's kind of like
Yeah.
where we draw the line.
Any chance these short videos could be attached to an email?
So you could just take a link for every video, as I said, like each video gets automatically generated into a web page, and that web page you can link it to your custom domain, or it stays in the Zync domain as well, and you can just like attach a video link to the your email. When it comes to just, you can, if you want to attach the video itself to the email, it's probably not a good idea, but like if you want to do that, you could download the whole video and like you could upload it to your email as well. It's doable. We don't have a way to automate the email process, but we don't recommend also like attaching like a 40, 50, 100 MB email attachment either.
What is marketer seats?
Yeah, it's a good question. So this is also like a good segue into like talking about agencies as well. Is like many times it's an individual who is creating video content and it's just for them to publish. But more so now, if you are like a founder or like you have a marketer or a virtual assistant or somebody else, you can add them and they can help you create content with they can help you with like coming up with like good video posts that you have to do, editing your video script ahead of time to make it like a little bit more engaging as to what to your style, or like being able to take your video clips and then maybe making some edits to it and then like sort of publishing it or like scheduling the publishing. All these things can be done by a VA if you are a busy person who won't do. So you can add like other what we call as marketers to your things. So a workspace is tied to one creator, which means that like I can, if I'm the creator, I'm the only person who will be recording the video, but I can add as many as like sort of unlimited in tier three or like one marketer in tier two to like help me out with this whole process.
Okay.
And this is kind of like a way that like marketing agencies model would also work is like, so if you are an agency, what you can do is like you can create a workspace for each of your clients. And when you create a workspace for your client, you will be the marketer in each of these agencies, and the creator would be your clients. So they can record the video, and you can like sort of assist them in like, hey, this is kind of like a video script that works for your style, or like all the human part of like directing that person. You can actually do that part and like create them, or like these are the bottom of funnel topics that you generally talk about. So let me just create like a few sessions for you. So as an agency, you can do that. And we're also introducing a mode where the client need not have access to the whole portal at all. You control the portal, you pay for the portal, and you actually like have it. And they can be just sent the studio link. So they jump in, edit the script, and then they record it. And then like you control of like how the edit happens and all of these things inside the portal. And so you can then do that. So this is a great way for agencies to work with clients who are like busy, and like you just send them a studio link every day or every week, and then they can just like record that, and then they're done, and then you take care of the rest of it. And this is an amazing opportunity for agencies to not just enhance their existing relationship with clients, but like land new clients. Like the offer could be something as simple as like, I'm going to send you a video, I'm going to send you a studio link every week or every day, and then you just have to like jump in and record for 5 minutes, and then like we will take care of your social media. That's like so powerful for people.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Will we soon be able to edit video a little, especially a text that's coming Monday, correct?
Yes, Monday it is.
And then we got more. Are you able to edit and add B-roll footage? No B-roll, but edit.
So we
Yes,
have B-roll.
a
You can't
B-roll.
add your own B-roll, but
You
you
can
can
add.
maybe like sort of remove an existing B-roll if it's not very relevant. But like we don't have a way to add your own B-roll right now.
Gotcha. Hey,
Hi, Mohammed.
can you help integrate a subtitle feature with effects like CapCut in the video?
So as I said, like we have a subtitles automatically like that are generated, like the captions that come in, and we have many different effects, like many different styles, whether it's a sporty theme, whether it's like sort of jumping in, the animation, like how it pops up, and like we have different themes, and we are shipping more themes, and so you can choose from between those different themes, and we can do it. As I said, we want to make it minimal, so we don't like let you control like, oh, I want the captions to be this style and I want that to be that style. So we just like give it a whole theme and say like, choose your theme, and the whole video will be based on that motion design system. And that's kind of what we're doing.
Nice. All right. And then make sure to subscribe to YouTube, please. Anybody out there, that's my plug. Make sure check out Zync.ai on AppSumo, right? For a little bit longer, I guess.
Yeah.
Should definitely grab it now. Thank you, Brave. So great. Yeah, Arjun, thank you so much for doing this. I know you're busy. You went over a little bit over the hour. I really appreciate it. You do have to jump, right? So I appreciate you making time and with Zync. And any questions, they can contact you through support or on the AppSumo page.
Yeah, AppSumo page is great. Support is great. Or like I can give you the email and you can just directly email me as well.
Okay, great. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Happy Diwali. Happy late Halloween. Have a great weekend and check out Zync. Thank you, Arjun. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Joe, for having me on the show. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye.